This game was requested by Womblethumb Nibblewright, and I've been tracking it for a while as it was in early access when it was first suggested to me, and after that had a list price of around £15. However, in the meantime it has been changed to a free game, not just a free demo, and extra content has been added into a £12 DLC. Super Animal Royale is, as the name says, a battle royale game made by Pixile Studios. It asked me to make an account to carry my progress over to other platforms, but you can carry on without doing that, and the game reads your username through Steam. The load up takes you to a lobby and a message with some minor rules. Don't be stupid, don't cheat, and only team with your team. You'd think you wouldn't have to explain that, but honestly people are dumb, so fair enough. Looking through the tabs, there's a Milestone Tab, basically achievements that give you rewards. There are a mix from getting a certain amount of kills, playing a certain amount of games, etc. There's another for kill amounts with a certain type of weapon, challenge milestones for particular tasks, and story milestones for finding story-pertinent areas or items. There's not too much of a story, but by finding these story-based items and animals, you learn about the little bits of story that there are, such as super skullcats being the first super animals to exist. All the animals in this game are super animals, by the way. The second tab is the Animal Pass, which functions as a battle pass. Now, you can activate the battle pass without using money, unlike most MMO battle royales, as there are some items in it that you can earn without having it activated, and some of those are Super Animal World or SAW tickets. The SAW tickets unlock the pass so you can claim the locked items. It's basically a tiered system where you get minimum gains as is, you get a bit more from the Animal Pass if you have it activated, and you get everything from the challenges and pass if you have both the pass and the DLC. Some rewards from the milestones have golden locks, which is how you can tell that they're DLC content. There's also an archive tab, so you can access items from previous battle passes if you couldn't complete them before the season ended. Your next tab is the Animal Lab, where you gain super serum and animal-specific serums to create new characters. The animals themselves don't up any stats, they're just cosmetic, but it gives you a variety to choose from, quite a large variety considering you unlock a new set of 7 to 8 animals every 10 account levels, and each of those has multiple variations with it, leading to a total of 382 different types of animal. A lot means a lot. You can get DNA magnets and apply them to a specific animal to only gain DNA of that kind and increase your chance to make a new animal of that type. DNA and magnets are dropped after games. Your basic animals are the fox, bear, skullcat, and tiger, and you gain a cat, dog, and songbird after a few levels. On the other side of the home tab, you have accessories from shirts, hats, glasses, type of weapon, death marker type, emote setting, and pets. There's a shop at the end to buy stuff with SAW tokens as well. It's pretty standard MMO stuff as I've discussed before, and the game modes are reminiscent of Fortnite too. You have solo, duos, and squads, as well as being able to make private games. They do extra modes too, like SAW vs Rebellion, which is a 24v24 PvP mode, and the next rotation is kept secret, but also appears to be a squads mode. A minor note for SAW vs Rebellion, I will go into it in more detail later on, but whilst it's 24v24, you're put into sets of squads of up to 4 players within that 24. But it's kind of a redundant point since you can go the whole game not seeing your team members. There's no restriction on what you can play as or do within your team, and other than seeing where they are, which you mostly don't really need, there's not much to gain from it. The game caters to North America, Europe, Asia, and whatever SA stands for, be that South Africa, South America, South Atlantic, I don't know. The load time to get into a lobby is seconds, and you enter a big plaza where the game gives you a short talkthrough of controls, being WASD to move, space to jump roll, left mouse to shoot, V to emote. You wait in the lobby for players to join with a max cap of 64, and then the game starts. You can actually enter the main game map from here and run around it if you have enough time. There's also a shooting gallery to try out all the guns, and one of the animal characters to talk to as well. The game is pretty well populated. I've not had to wait more than 5 or 10 minutes for a game to start. The lobby is the only place you get music. The main game doesn't have a soundtrack, only Foley and sound effects, which actually works well enough for you to concentrate. My recording will be quiet in places because my recorder didn't pick up the game audio for some reason, but the sound effects in the game are well done and match well to the environments, though they only vary slightly for things like wet ground and footsteps. When the game starts, you'll see something that also looks familiar to Fortnite. A big flying bird that you jump out of to parachute down and pick your landing point. This game is top-down rather than first-person, which is a little different, but it's not hard to control at all. You have a melee weapon with you at all times, used to attack and damage crates which contain items. You have 2 weapon slots and a slot for grenades, as well as a cup for healing juice and a space for super tape. Your goal is to scavenge items, defense, and health and weapons so you can kill other people without dying. There are a broad range of weapons from pistols, you can pick up 2 to make dual pistols, there's shotguns, snipers, miniguns, SMGs, a grenade egg launcher, a whole mix of stuff, and they have rarity levels from normal, which is white, uncommon, which is green, rare, which is blue, very rare, which is purple, and legendary, which is yellow. Legendary items come in drops called mole crates, which appear on the map, and people tend to descend upon to fight for the loot. You have body armour in 3 tiers. More tiers means more protection, and 1 hit taken means 1 tier gone. You can use super tape to fix your body armour after it gets damaged, using 1 tape to give you 1 tier back. Grenades come in a skunk bomb, which lingers in an area and does damage, a normal grenade, which is a one-time explosive, and a banana, which is a trap to slip up people. You can only hold 1 type at a time. Another similar feature to Fortnite is a wall of skunk gas that encroaches onto the game map over time. With the safe zone, also known as the Circle of Life, being marked as it minimises and you having to get to it in time before the gas wall catches up with you and kills you. There are methods of transport around the map to help you get there faster, including a hamster ball which you can actually kill someone with, unless they shoot you out of it before you reach them, and an emu that you can ride and attack people with. Resistance crates, which are red with little lights on them that make a noise, can be opened to give weapons and items. You can also get items from tall grass in certain areas of map just by running through it, and you can pick up the items of people that have died. I also tried Saw vs Rebellion and actually found it really fun. It's a 3-objective game where you have a total counter for each team and you have to fight for supremacy over the 3 points on the map. The more points you hold, the more you fatigue your opponent, and the first team to 0 points loses. There are 5 classes to play as: the Scout, which has an SMG, bow, and 2 skunk bombs, the Medic, which has a dart gun that can wound enemies and heal allies, and a pistol. There's Assault class, which has a semi-automatic and a pistol, the Sniper, which has a hunting rifle and dual pistols, and the Heavy, which has a shotgun, a magnum, and a grenade. All the classes have a tier 1 vest, however, if you get 4 kills with the same class, whether in different respawns or in the same life, you can use a second tier version of the class for 1 round. This beefs you up to 2 or 3 tier armour depending on your class, increases your weapon power and the amount of super tape and health you spawn with. As soon as you die with that class though, you then have to get another 4 kills to unlock it again. This mode centres on a particular area of the main game map, having each team spawn each end and work their way to the middle. The main areas it does are the Pyramid, the Tundra, the Bamboo Forest, and occasionally the Saw HQ, so you do get variety in map. Another feature of Saw vs Rebellion is the giant star-nosed mole. It spawns every round towards the middle to the end of the round, and it sits in the ground half exposed and throws rocks at whoever is attacking it. Both teams have to fight to kill it. Killing the mole itself does nothing, but teams then kill each other to try and dominate the area, because when the mole dies it drops a crate. Whichever team activates the crate deals 100 fatigue points to the opposition, meaning if you're falling behind you can drag the other team down past you in one go. It really levels the game out, and we lost when the other team only had 13 points remaining in 1 round. Any team can activate the crate even if they haven't killed the mole. This mode was great for getting kills and trying out different weapons, and since you repeatedly respawn, only waiting 2 or 3 seconds tops, it's much more persistent fun than if you play the main mode and die and have to go back to lobby. I'm not sure what the next mode will be, but I'm assuming it will be something of a similar pace to balance out the main game mode. Really, if you've ever played Fortnite, it's basically the same thing, but slightly simpler with items that function similarly but are just variations of Fortnite items, the same game premise and items. It's not a game that begs you for your money as much, it doesn't specifically do events to advertise specific skins or items, but it's a much smaller scale game, so it probably doesn't have much budget to do that. Saying that, if all the faff and fandangle that comes with Fortnite is too much for you and you don't mind the top-down method, it's a really good alternative, not only because there's no microphone support, so even if your opponents or teammates are screechy children, you won't know about it. In general, the players I've seen appear to be wholly less toxic, but that's likely because this game isn't as mainstream. It's got decent cosmetics to work for and characters to unlock to make it worth playing the games. It is a bit of a limiter for free players, as some cosmetics are locked behind the DLC, but it's not surprising to see a game of this type with a DLC, and it's not as bad as a battle pass because they don't make you pay for it monthly from what I can gather. It appears to be a one-time payment. Plus, when you achieve daily and weekly challenges, you get cosmetic drops from the mole, so you don't have to spend your time being a naked animal noob. You can end up looking like a war veteran that's let himself go but still clings on to the fact he went to war once. The art and environments are pretty simple, but there's good variety, and it's not hard to get familiar with the map. It's really easy to pick up for a new player since there's no faff with learning how to build like there is in Fortnite. The game could probably do with having a little more of a tutorial before you play the game, since I was actually about 4 or 5 games in before it told me what the super tape did, and I'd already worked it out by then by watching someone else use it. All in all, it's a pretty good and easy to learn battle royale game, simpler in content with clean, colourful visuals, good sound effects, and your aim is really just to win and unlock stuff. It's got good weapon variety to cater to all playstyle types. It's not in your face with the MMO features, and all shop items can be bought with in-game credit, though that in-game credit can be bought with real-world credit, but it's a discreet option at least. As long as you don't get bored of the map or the game mode, you can sink hours into this game, and honestly I managed to lose 6.5 hours to it pretty easily. With future updates they may alter the map and add more things, who knows, but it's got a good player base already, and the season aspect means the game will be attended to regularly. It's not a visual whammy or anything too enormous, but it does exactly what it intends to in a subdued and simple way, and it's an addictive game that's a lot of fun. So I'm going to give Super Animal Royale a 9 out of 10.